Hey guys, today I am going to be giving you an update with how this year has been going so far for me with selling on Amazon FBA, and then I will also kind of show you my numbers for the year and then show you the strategy that I've been using to have success on Amazon.com selling on there this year. So as many of you know, I didn't really sell on Amazon.com last year, just a little bit, and then the year before I didn't sell on it at all. I just kind of got started into Amazon.com last year. I've been selling on Amazon.ca for over 6 years now, but Amazon.com, it was a new market for me, and it was something that I wanted to jump into this year. So as we can see so far today, it's 8:30 p.m. now. But so far today, I've sold $10,000 in products, which is like a pretty typical day for me lately. It's been at least like around $10,000 a day, which has been amazing, considering the fact that I didn't even sell on Amazon.com 2 years ago. So now it's really grown, and I'm getting close to hitting $1 million in sales on Amazon.com so far this year in US dollars. So I will show you that now. So we're going to go to year to date. So this is from January 1st, 2019 to June 20th, 2019. So within the next 10 days or so, for sure, I will have hit $1 million in sales. And we aren't even done 6 months of the year yet. So the neat thing with this is my goal at the beginning of the year was to hit 2 million US in sales on Amazon.com. And with that being said, I'm going to easily hit that now with the way that my numbers have gone so far this year, because we still have Prime Day coming up early July, we still have Black Friday, we still have Cyber Monday, and then we still have Q4. So obviously those are the busiest times of year on Amazon.com, and in selling on Amazon.com, I know my biggest sales day ever was on Black Friday last year. So I'm looking forward to hitting those numbers again, but we can see this is where you can really see the difference. This year in January did around 150,000. Last year did 3,000. So you can see how much of a jump I really took in like 23 units versus 551. And then February slowed down a bit. I ran out of stock of some of my inventory, so I wasn't able to keep the stuff in stock. And then when I was out of stock, it took a little while for it to get to the prep center and then to get to Amazon FBA warehouses. So that's why February slowed down. And then it picked up again in March, up to 130,000 versus last year. So last year in February was 15,000, and then last year in March was 22,000, and this year over $108,000 more. And then in April went down again because I ran out of stock, and that was my biggest issue at the beginning of this year. Was I was selling so much, and then I kept running out of stock of my key sellers. So I've got a better program in place where instead of just being able to bring $800 per day per warehouse across the border, now I'm able to bring unlimited. So that is a bit of an additional fee, but basically now I'm not limited to that $800 per warehouse per day going across the border from Canada to the United States for the inventory that I source in Canada. So that's been huge, and that's why we've seen a big increase in May. So from April 120,000 to May 303,000. So we compare the May stats where I did 1,228 units and 303,000, and last year in May 177 units and 11,800. So you can just see how much of a jump I've really made, and I've went all in on Amazon.com this year, and that's why I'm updating my course constantly, and I've actually recently updated it to explain how to source high value items, because that is the business model that I use, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video. I was going to show you the business model that I'm using, and as we can see right here, my average sales per order item for this year so far, out of 4,058 units that have been ordered, it has been $261.23. So I am selling high value items. And one more thing I want to show you, just so all of you can see, I am just doing Amazon fulfillment by Amazon. I'm not doing any fulfillment by merchant. So a lot of people are like, well, you're probably just drop shipping to get these high of numbers and stuff. No, that's literally impossible considering the fact that I've had 0 sales to date in 2019 with the fulfillment by seller. And we can see last year I had numbers where I was fulfilling a lot by seller and then I was doing a little bit of FBA, but this year I've went strictly 100% FBA, and we can see that here. So then these numbers even go even lower, like 1900 last year for just FBA, but we will do both Amazon and seller just so you can see and compare to my numbers from last year. So we can see so far in June I've done 163,000 and we are 20 days in, so it's been just under 10,000 a day, but I've been averaging around 10,000 a day, and we're not even done the full day today yet. So I should hit that $1 million mark by the end of June for sure, probably within 5 days more realistically. And that is going to be pretty neat because this is the quickest I've got to $1 million in sales in a year. And the crazy part is it's US dollars and not just Canadian dollars. So if we convert this to Canadian dollars, we're well over 1.2 million Canadian, which is pretty neat to have hit this early in the year. And I'm really excited to see what Q4 brings this year now that I've got such a substantial amount of inventory in comparison to last year. So my business has really taken off this year, and that's why I've used and explained the methods that I've used for this year in the course now. So that's where the people who got into the course when I first launched it, they are reaping the most benefits because they are able to get the updates every time I add an additional update. They get access to that. So anyone who's joined the course has lifetime access. So that's the great thing about my courses. I'm not going to be creating 10 different courses, volume 1, volume 2. No, it's going to be one course. That's why I consistently just promote the FBA Freedom course. I'm not going to be creating a bunch of different courses. It's just this one course, and that's why it's a little higher price tag at $997 right now. But just keep in mind, you will have lifetime access. And as my business continues to grow and as I use new methods to grow my business, then I add those into the course and explain them as much as I possibly can to help you to achieve the same sort of numbers and same sort of financial freedom that I have. And so a lot of people will ask, so how much have you really made in 944,000 in sales? What's your profit? And my profit is around 22%. Now that's not exact because my accountant or my bookkeeper and accountant have not fully caught up. So to the end of May, my profit was 22%. So it could have went up or down a little bit in June, but give or take, I've probably made around 200,000 US profit from Amazon.com this year. And keep in mind, that's one income stream for me. I have Amazon.ca, I have affiliate marketing, I have my course, I have my YouTube earnings, I have eBay, I sell on Best Buy, I sell on Walmart Marketplace. So there's a bunch of different income streams that I have, and that is just coming from Amazon.com. So I've made almost 260,000 Canadian selling on Amazon.com so far this year in 5.5 months. And the crazy thing to me is I've made that in 5.5 months, and 2 years ago I wasn't even selling on Amazon.com. So that just shows how quickly I scaled my business using everything that I've learned over the years on Amazon.ca and implementing those same methods onto Amazon.com, which is a way bigger marketplace with way higher sales volume. For someone living in Canada, to be able to do these kind of numbers in the States has been pretty amazing. And we can see when I go to the table view, my sales last year, so this is from January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018. This is not just till June 20th. This is for the whole year. Last year was 695,000 US, which I was happy with because the majority of that came from Q4. And I was noticing how fast I really could scale on Amazon.com. And that's what made me put everything into Amazon.com for 2019. and that's how I've achieved these kind of numbers. But it's pretty neat to see that I've already significantly beat my sales on Amazon.com from last year, and we're not even 6 months into the year, and we have not went through any of the big sales days like Prime Day or Black Friday or Cyber Monday or Christmas time and stuff like that. So that's been pretty neat to see. But the key for me to explain to you guys is I have been implementing these new methods to have success with Amazon.com, and I've put these into my course now. So showing you how to source high value items, and I'm going to be going a lot more in depth. I'm going to be adding a lot more additional information to the course, and eventually I'm going to put the price up again. Right now it's going to stick at $9.97 for a little bit, but I do recommend getting in now because you will have lifetime access and you will not have to pay more or ever again unless you want to do one-on-one coaching, which does cost a little bit, but I do give my students a discounted rate from what I normally charge of $250 US per hour. So my students get a discounted rate on one-on-one Skype calls if they do ever have questions, but you can always reach out to me via email. If you have any questions, all of my students get access to my email, and I respond to those as quickly as possible so that your business doesn't come to a halt if you do have some sort of question that is very urgent. So I like to answer those as much as possible, and then you can also contact me on my Amazon and eBay Guru Facebook page, but I do respond to my emails a lot quicker than that. So with that being said, we can see last year I did $200 per order item, and now it's going up to $260. So I've always been sourcing high value items, but this year I've even went higher value. And what I've noticed with higher value items is you can source less of them and make more profit. So basically, say you have $10,000 items and you're making $200 on each of them. That's $2,000 profit in 10 items. Whereas if you're selling items that are $10 and you're making $2, you have to sell significantly more to make that same amount. You have to sell 1,000 units at $2 profit each to make that same amount. So that's why I like focusing on higher value items. The key thing with higher value items though is the fact that you do need upfront capital, and that's why I don't tell beginners to get into the sourcing high value. I want beginners to source lower value items so they can understand how Amazon works, make a bit of money, and then reinvest that profit into high value items eventually down the road. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update with how my sales numbers have been. Let's see, month to date. So far in June, it's been $163,379.35, 1,355% increase from last year. This same month from June 1st to June 30th last year was 19,000, and then this year obviously has been 163,000. It's been a drop, 10% drop from last month so far, but that's okay because I've just got a ton more inventory that has arrived at Amazon's warehouse. So I should come close to the 300,000 in this month, or maybe a little bit less, but there's going to be some significant sales numbers, especially coming up into July. I'm really looking forward to Prime Day. So if you guys haven't got your inventory in for Prime Day, make sure you send it in now. It's best to get it in as early as possible because you don't want your inventory to be at the warehouses, at Amazon's warehouses, or in transit and not be received before Prime Day, because obviously that's going to be a big sales day on Amazon for all Amazon sellers. So just keep that in mind, get your inventory in for Prime Day, and just remember that this is possible. Anyone can do this. It does take upfront capital and an understanding of how Amazon works and how to run an Amazon business and source high value items. And that's why I'm one of the only people on YouTube or selling on Amazon that teaches this sort of method. Not a lot of people do the high value item method. A lot of people teach that they want low value items, high volume, and I teach high value items, high volume. So you can make a lot more money this way, and it's pretty insane to have profited over $200,000 from Amazon.com this year in not even 6 months for someone who didn't even sell on Amazon.com 2 years ago. So just wanted to show you guys what's possible. I'm not making this video to brag or say I make this much money, and like that's not the point of this video. The point is for inspiration of fellow Amazon sellers who maybe haven't achieved this level yet to see what really is possible. But I am just showing you guys these numbers and telling you this and showing my profit numbers and stuff like that because I want to show you what is possible when you sell on Amazon.com using a proven method that obviously does work. So that's the reason for making this video. And like I said, once again, it's not to brag because I do not want to do that, and that is not the point of these videos, but it's just to show you what is really possible. So thanks so much for watching. If you haven't checked out my other videos, make sure you check those out. I give a lot of valuable information to help you grow your Amazon FBA business or start your Amazon FBA business if you have not started it yet. So once again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.